Hey all, welcome back to Neon's Movie Reviews. I'm Neon and this is my review channel. Today I'm talking about the 1933 original The Invisible Man, and I've been going through kind of all the different Invisible Man movies, or at least all the ones that I'm aware of that I care to review. But yeah, they I've already gone through the Hollow-Mans, and I got around to watching The Invisible Man, which I thought I had seen this as a kid, but I realized very quickly into it that I have never seen this movie. But I gotta say, this one holds up really well. It definitely is dated. I mean, it's from the 30s, but it it works very well. It's still very entertaining. There's a lot of things in it that are done that I was shocked that they got away with because, yeah, they there was some very shocking things like there's a part where he goes rampaging through a town, and goes from like bopping hats off of people, pushing people around, stealing bikes. And the town's reacting to just these things lifting on their own without anyone there, and it cuts to this woman pushing this stroller, and she goes flying. The stroller goes flying, and you just see the baby go flying out of this thing. And it never comes back to this, but he killed a baby. There's a part where he hits a policeman. I feel like he takes his club and he hits him in the head with it, and then later on when the police are like talking about that, they say that he crushed his skull in, and it's just like, oh, that's a little more graphic than I was expecting from a 30s movie. He kind of goes just on this murderous rampage. He wants to rule the world by killing some important people, some not important people, raping some people, and and then derailing a couple or crashing a couple trains. And with that, he believes he can rule the world. But basic plot, it's very bare bones. It's the basic Invisible Man story. The crazy scientist does the experiment on himself, turns invisible, successful, but he can't find a way to turn himself back. And the longer he's in that form, the more and more he loses his sanity to it. In this one, the components that are in the serum that he takes are what is driving him insane. So it's literally the invisibility itself is driving him insane. And but yeah, it's definitely a classic. It is one of the Universal monster movie classics. It's one of the classics in science fiction. It's one of the early pioneers of what we now know as green screen, but it was one of the early ones that kind of pioneered that craft that became green screen, and how what we've been able to do with it with modern tech wouldn't have happened without this film. And for this film being one of the first ones to ever do any of this stuff, it works really well. It holds up. You can tell how it was done, but it works. It works really well. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I highly recommend it. Especially if you have not seen this movie, this is worth your time. It's from the 30s, so people don't talk the right way. They don't react the way that you would expect normal people to. It's very, very exaggerated. And in this one especially, all the characters, they're all exaggerated except for the basically the sympathetic characters, the Invisible Man's girlfriend and her father, who is his employer. Everyone else is played extremely over the top and just to a comical level. And there's a lot of really, really great scenes that are created because of all these characters that are just, they all stand out. They're all very unique, and yeah, it really worked for me. All in all, I'd give this film, especially considering how well it has aged over the years, I would give this film a 9 out of 10. This film is great. But that's pretty much coming up to the end of these Invisible Man reviews. All I've got left is the modern remake that came out earlier this year. I'm going to be reviewing that here very soon. I'm really excited to see that one. That's kind of what kicked this whole thing into gear. But yeah, definitely stay tuned for a lot more reviews. I got a lot of them lined up. And stay safe, all. Bye. One thing that I completely forgot to mention. So there is this part, and I actually wrote it down. There's a couple lines of dialogue that I wrote down in this, but this one I found it absolutely hilarious. So this guy, after the police they give, or they're putting up most wanted posters, help wanted. I think it's like $1,000 to whoever comes forward with information that leads to the arrest or capture of the Invisible Man. And this was just, I found this absolutely hilarious. But this old man, he comes in and he's just, sure as anything, I saw the Invisible Man in my barn. And right from there, I'm just like, again, how do you see the Invisible Man? And instead of any reaction to that, it hard cuts to the officer that heard that. He's on the phone with his superior, and he says, the farmer may have imagined it, but we can't leave anything to chance. And there's no break in this. It was just perfect comedic timing, and that is one thing that, like, this film is very well done. It's an old classic scary movie. I would not consider it scary by any of today's standards, even for kids. It does go to some dark places, but this film, it's just so much fun. The characters and the experience of this. And the action in it and everything in it is so comical. It's very, very slapsticky. That's the appropriate term. But yeah, I just want to get that out there. I can't believe I forgot that. But yeah. Again, if you guys do enjoy this content, I would appreciate if you do give this video a like, and definitely subscribe for more content. And again, just, thank you for watching this. I really do appreciate it. Bye, y'all.